This is Tim Staten with Tim Stating the Obvious. What is this podcast about? It's simple. You are entitled to great leadership everywhere you go, whether it's to church, whether it's to work, whether it's at your house, you are entitled to great leadership. And so in this podcast, we take leadership principles and theories and turn them into everyday, relatable, and usable advice.
And a quick disclaimer, this show, process, or service by trademark manufacturer, or otherwise does not necessarily constitute an implied endorsement of anyone that I am employed by or favors them in representation. The views are expressed here in my show are my own expressed and do not necessarily state or reflect those of any employer.
Hey, and welcome back to another episode. When we are young, we learn critical skills like walking, talking, and making friends. But somewhere along the way, we stopped being taught these skills that really make a difference in our life. And really, it's on the interpersonal level, because we're taught that all of these science skills matter, all of the math matters, all of the arts matter, all of the stuff matters. And then we're kind of left to figure out how to develop interpersonal skills, how to develop skills like how to influence, how to make a connection, and really how to have a presence when you enter the room. And that was something that was actually on Army evaluations for a long time, was presence, that people struggled with. They thought it was just your appearance. It's just how you look. Well, no, it's partially true. Your appearance matters, but also how you connect with people. When you walk into the room, do people look at you and go, yeah, that guy, or yeah, that girl? Or do they go, oh, who invited them? Why did they show up? And that's exactly what Charisma Unlocked tackles head on. So if you remember 2 episodes ago, we talked with Richard Reid, and he wrote the book Charisma Unlocked. And this isn't another feel-good leadership book. Richard Reid cuts through the myths we've been sold, that charisma is only for the loud, the extroverted, and the naturally gifted. Instead, he shows us that charisma is a learned skill, one you can master with intention and with practice. So after my discussion with Richard and reading his book, I really started to think about how is it that charisma comes into play. And charisma is a learnable skill. It is not a gift. You know, I used to think that, some people are like really charismatic. Some people are just born leaders. And then I stopped thinking that people were born leaders. And I said, no, people are made leaders. And just as you can make a leader, you can develop charisma. That's a skill that you can learn. And Richard helps dismantle this myth that you're either born with charisma or you're not. He uses real-world examples from leaders like Richard Branson and Howard Schultz to show how charisma comes from authentic presence, not just some mysterious talent. And he has 4 pillars, and those 4 pillars are presence, power, warmth, and competence. Presence is being able to be fully engaged and focused at the moment, while power is projecting confidence, not to be able to control people. And having a warmth, a genuine connection and genuine care for people. And competence is building trust through proven skills and your credibility, which we talked about last week. And these aren't personality traits. They're habits and choices anyone can cultivate. I used to think that, people were born with this. Now I fully believe that this is a skill that you can learn and cultivate. And charisma in business isn't optional. Right? Whether it's leading a team, negotiating, or selling an idea, charisma is the force multiplier. Reid shares practical tools from mastering first impressions to nonverbal cues that directly apply to real business situations. And he also drives home this point that connection is currency and that charisma starts with an emotional connection. As Maya Angelou said, people won't remember what you said or did, but they'll remember how you made them feel. The book shows how to intentionally craft those moments of connection, not through manipulation, but through genuine empathy and care for other people. And what I really appreciate about his book, about any of the books that I review, but his specifically, is that it's not just theory and left at theory. I appreciate the fact that, the charisma blueprint that he lays out is a step-by-step playbook, right? He gives you a tool that you can take away and master today and implement today that'll help you be better. He asks us to reflect on our thought, practice mindful presence, Build warm and genuine interest in other people. Seek feedback and refine yourself. And then commit to showing up consistently. And I would say that last one is harder than anything else. Commit to showing up consistently. Just because you're there doesn't mean you're showing up. Those are two different things. And in his book, he also talks about that. So as far as a book goes, I really appreciate the fact that not only is it theory, it's practical, it's well laid out, and it's a great read. You're not going to spend 100 years reading this book. We all have to vie for people's attention. It's a quick read, it's a good read, and it's a blueprint on how you can influence others and build your better brand through your charisma. This book fits right into what I've been talking about. Leadership isn't about titles. It's about how you show up. If you've ever thought, I'm just not that charismatic, Reid is here to tell you that's a choice, not a fact. Charisma Unlocked is your roadmap to unlocking influence and leadership with authenticity. So if you're stepping into a leadership role, navigating through conversations, or just want to be someone people listen to and remember, this is the book that you'll wish you have read sooner. And remember, just like learning to walk, no one masters charisma overnight or any other skill that we talked about. But with practice, it can become second nature, and I highly recommend this one. So let me know down in the comments below if how you develop your charisma. Do you think that you're good at it? Do you think you're bad at it? What is your self-assessment? I would say that I'm okay. I would say for the most part, I'm okay, but I want to get better. I always am striving to get better. So what about you? What are the things that you do to develop charisma? Have you read Richard's book? What is your thoughts on it? Let us know down below. As always, thank you for stopping by and checking out this episode and listening to it. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Before we go, I'd like to ask a favor of you if I could. If you could please share this episode with one or two people who you think might like this topic. If you haven't followed or subscribed on the platform that you're listening to, and hit all the bells and icons and all the whistles so that you know that when we post another episode, you'll be alerted, please go ahead and do all that before you go. If you got some value out of this episode, please leave a review or a comment so we can help spread the show to other people who might be interested in the topics that we've talked about here today, but may not have found our show yet. Again, thanks for stopping by. I'm Tim Staten,